Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of season 6 of Chase's org thingy. This is our all-star season, so if you didn't know that yet, you should probably go back and watch episode 1, because we're ways into the season. We're now down to the final 6, and some plans are starting to hatch for who people want to sit next to at FTC. And Bayback actually made a video confessional, and I will put a clip of it right now.
I think I have plenty of options to be adaptable to whatever situation I'm thrown at, but it all comes down to I just got to win that final immunity if I want to win, which kind of sucks knowing that Nevid is very strong in these 24-hour challenges. He won the final immunity of his last season, but I can't vote him out. That would be kind of dumb. He's someone who I think I can beat, and I think everyone wants to bring to the end. And voting him out would just lose a chance to get out some of the other threats. Which, to me, is Deku and Joffy. Deku, I can really trust them. That's the problem. I keep aligning myself with the biggest threat, so I'm like, I trust you the most, but I have to get you out. And that's the dilemma I'm facing with Joffy and Deku. They are my two closest allies. They are also the two people who I know for sure I have to vote out. You see why my head's spinning. So it depends a lot on immunity. Just to really wrap up my thoughts, I'm going to centralize it back onto this round. If I win immunity, I think that opens a door for me to really try and risk bringing up some options. Maybe it'll just delay and maybe I'll go home next time. But it's worth bringing it up so that it's in people's heads, especially Jack, maybe even Chase. And a lot will be revealed with this vote in terms of who wants to swing where, what people's intentions are, who they want to go to the end with. I don't know. I think right now I'm not in anyone's final 3 plans, but that's okay. If Deku wins immunity, I think the play is to just try and vote on Chase. If they're all willing to vote Chase, that's cool. I just need to talk to Jack to see if he would be willing to vote with me and Deku to get out Joffy in the next round. It'd be a big risk, a big play. And if it goes wrong, then, well, me or Deku go home at Final 5. But really, those are my main options right now. Eventually I have to get out one of those 3 who I'm not threatened by as much, alongside Joffy and Deku going home. I think if I get to the end, I can make a good plea against any of them. I can absolutely garner a few votes. Do I think I can win against Joffy? Not necessarily. Do I think I can win against Deku? Not necessarily. Even Chase is a question mark. There's a lot of question marks.
So right after Bayback uploaded this video confessional, he went to Jack and went to talk to Jack about getting out Joffy and what he thinks about Joffy, whether for this round, next round, whatever it is. But before he could get out a plan, Jack goes, "Hey, Bayback, I think we need to get out Joffy this round." So now Jack is really wanting out Joffy, and Jack is in a very similar place of Bayback, of he wants to go to the end with Nevid, and he would also like to go with Chase. And I think that's kind of the biggest point of this round right now, and of the kind of games for the next couple rounds, is that a lot of people are trying to go to the end with Nevid and Chase, because those are the 2 perceived weaker players that aren't going to win at an FTC. So we have Bayback, who wants to go to the end with them. I think he also wants to go to the end with Jack as well. But I think come Final 4, if he won immunity, he would be fine getting rid of Jack. Jack wants to go to the end with Nevid and Chase. Joffy wants to go to the end with Nevid and Chase. And Deku wants to go to the end with Chase and either Nevid or Jack. So a lot of this is kind of jockeying for position of, well, there's 3 votes left, and there's 4 of us that want to go to the end with 2 other people. So it's kind of a fight for who gets that last spot in FTC with Nevid or Chase. And if somebody wants to try and increase their odds of getting to that final spot, the only way to really do that is to vote out Nevid or Chase to buy themselves an extra round. But that would mean that you don't go to the end with one of the two people that you want to go to the end to. So right now, it is a really weird battle of jockeying for position of who goes home first. What is the order of these four people that go out? Will more than one of them make it to that FTC? And also something to keep in mind is Jack has that final four fire-making advantage that Jace willed him when he was voted out. So Jack gets to decide if it's forced fire-making or straight-up tie, and that is another thing that can really impact the FTC and the final tribal, because if Jack doesn't win that, it could be very well Jack up against somebody else in fire-making. And it has costed people the game before. Toaster didn't play it, and Toaster got voted out. So there's a lot of things that could happen here, and it's really interesting, I think, to watch play out. So the challenge is over, and this was a social challenge, and the winner of this challenge ends up being Deku. So there is a big target on Deku's back, especially after JB and Evan go out back to back, and a lot of people were thinking, hey, Deku is an easy vote and an easy out without ruffling any feathers. But there's also that plan to get out Joffy in the works, so Deku wins immunity, and that kind of gives a lot of people the go to vote out Joffy. Now, it is still very early in the vote. This happened probably an hour ago. That Deku won immunity. So it looks to be a vote between Joffy or Bayback, but it seems like there's way more steam and way more momentum on a vote for Joffy. So Joffy may end up going here, but as I said before, it's very early in the vote, so Joffy could easily make something work of this. Joffy is also the person that started to find some of these idol clues. So only 2 rounds left to play that idol. This might be a perfect time to try and find it. So if Joffy is able to find this idol, then that is an extra security blanket, and that throws a wrench into everyone's plans. So we're 1 vote away from the finale, and things are starting to heat up. So a lot of stuff is going on around Joffy right now. So as I said before, Joffy is the main target for this vote, and Bayback leaked to Joffy that Joffy is getting votes. He did this in the hopes that there may be a potential for a blindside, he might have more options in case that, but Joffy was targeting Bayback, so this may save Bayback, but it may also bite Bayback in the ass, which I will get to later on. But Joffy is also searching really hard for an idol, and is so far super close to finding it. We also have Chase, who talked to Joffy and was trying to get Joffy to turn on to Nevid for some reason. Because Chase thinks that's between him and Joffy, and so he's trying to get Joffy to not vote for him, instead vote for Nevid, so that it will be a 3-2-1. But Joffy, as I said, it was leaked to Joffy that he is the vote off, and that Jack and Nevid are planning on blindsiding him. Well, Bayback told him this, and Joffy went to Jack and Nevid in their alliance chat and went, hey boys, I heard you're trying to blindside me tonight. To which Jack and Nevid are like, who snitched? Who said it? And, but Joffy said, I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed, it's a game, I get it, you're trying to play it just like I'm trying to play it, but let me make a sales pitch to you. And they're like, alright, we'll hear you out. To which Joffy has not sent the sales pitch yet. But I will update you when he does. So, Bayback snitching may result in Joffy pushing Bayback under the bus and voting for him, or it may have Joffy go, you know what, the only person I'm not going to vote for is Bayback because he has my back. Let's vote for maybe Chase, because Chase was trying to push a Nevid vote. So Bayback may have just saved himself a bit there, or he may have lost himself the game, and Jaffe may save himself here, or he may further cement his fate. So we shall see. So some things have gotten crazy. So Jaffe does come up with a pitch and does give it to Jack and Nevid. And that pitch is basically this: Bayback is a bigger threat than me. Bayback leaked this information, and I have a better chance of beating Deku in a challenge down the line than Bayback does, so you should keep me over Bayback, and then you can get rid of me in the next round or two. To which Jack goes, yeah, no, you're a bigger threat than Bayback is. You beat all of us in FTC. To which Jaffe's like, why? But while all this is going on, Deku comes up with a crazy plan to go to Rocks and have a 3-3 split. So Deku would bring in Jaffe and Bayback to go against Nevid, Jack, and Chase, and the three of them would vote for Nevid, because for one, Nevid is really good at challenges. They don't really want to vote out Jack right now, and for Chase, Chase might flip over. So they want to go for Nevid. So one of the big reasons why Deku wants to do this is because if it goes to Rocks, those three are going to vote for Jaffe, so Jaffe won't be at risk. Deku will have the immunity necklace, so Deku is not at risk, meaning that only Bayback would be at risk, and that would be a 2-1 for Rocks, and they're pretty sure that Chase wouldn't go to Rocks for Nevid. So this plan could be kind of crazy and insane. Deku and Jaffe are also communicating over their idol information, and trying to talk about what it could be, since they've both been looking for a while and are the two people that are the closest to finding it. And now this leaves now this leaves Bayback, once again, in the middle. We should have a new drinking game. Take a shot for every time Bayback is in the middle of a vote. So Bayback is now having to decide, do I want to vote for Jaffe or do I want to vote for Nevid? And is it worth going to Rocks to vote out Nevid, somebody that he wants to go to the end with because he thinks he can beat him? But if he keeps Jaffe in the game, then this goes back to his earlier point of, if I keep Jaffe and Deku in, that means I have two shields in front of me, and those two shields would go out 5th and 4th, meaning that Bayback goes into the final 3. So do you want to vote out someone that you want to go to the final 3 with, or do you want to vote out somebody that could take you, or could beat you in the end, and that you don't want to take to FTC, but that acts as a shield for an extra round? Question for Bayback is this move the right time or not? So, things are getting interesting, and Bayback is 50-50. So shit got even crazier. So Jaffe doesn't find the idol, and neither does Deku. So what do? Well, Jaffe makes a fake idol, and he goes into the tribal chat and makes a speech about, look, I know I'm getting votes here, and I know that there's probably a majority on me, so I'm not going down without a fight. Here is the hidden immunity necklace. I found it, this is it, I'm playing on myself, was basically the pitch. However, it is a fake idol, so he's trying to sway either Jack, Nevid, or Chase over to the side of Jaffe, Deku, and Bayback, to which Bayback is once again still in the middle and having to decide between who do I want to go home, Nevid or Jaffe, as well as the other three are trying to consider, is he actually playing an idol? Now, Jaffe did say, I have thrown Bayback under the bus a lot today, but that would be too easy of a vote. So if it's 5-1, I'm not just voting for Bayback. I've randomly generated my vote. Now, that's not true at all. He's voting Nevid with Deku, and hopefully Bayback, well, hopefully for him, not hopefully for Jack and Nevid and Chase. He goes, so I'm randomly generating it, so all of you are just as likely to get my vote as Bayback is once I play it. So it's very, very interesting to see what's going to happen. So, before Tribal happens, Bayback finally comes to a decision of whether or not he wants to side with Jaffe or not. and he decides that Joffy is too big of a threat and that he doesn't want to vote out someone that he thinks he can easily beat at Tribal Council. Deku gets a decent read that Bayback isn't going along with the plan and that this isn't going to work out, so Deku backs out as well, and it ends up being a 5-1 vote, and Joffy goes home in 6th place. He still holds the record for most days ever played. He came in with it, is going to keep it. No way that he can be surpassed in these last few days. And we are now down to the finale. We are down to the final 5. So, out of Nevid, Jack, Bayback, Deku, or Chase, one of these 5 will win Survivor All-Stars. 2 more people will be voted out, and then we will have our final Tribal Council. So, I hope you all have a great day. Leave your comments down below of who you think is going to win in this finale. Once again, if you are watching this and you haven't, and you know what happened, whether you were in the season, you're watching this afterwards, or spectator and watching it afterwards, or if you just know who the winner is, do not leak who the winner is, please. I would appreciate no spoilers. So, if you don't know who's going to win, leave down below who you think's going to win. I genuinely have no idea who's going to win. I feel like right now, the best odds of winning is Bayback. I think the jury likes him the most out of the final 5 people. It seems like Deku doesn't have as good a chances as people think. Everyone in the game thinks that Deku has a really good chance of winning the game, but right now Ponderosa is looking like they're not going to side with Bayback, or not going to side with Deku, or instead going to side with Bayback or Jack. I think Jack is probably in the best position to win. He doesn't have a big target on his back, and I think he can make a really good case to the jury. Nevid and Chase, I think, have to step it up and play way harder if they want a chance to win, but I think they do still have that chance. I think a Jack, Nevid, and Chase FTC is probably the most likely, and I think that would be the most eventful and the closest one as well. If that is the final 3, I think all 3 of them can make really good cases of why they should get the vote and why they should win. And I think it's going to be a very interesting finale to the season. So yeah, we will see what happens. And I'll see you guys in the next video.